Okay, continuing our theme that we've had recently of products for men and, well, general products for making yourself look better, yeah, and that sort of stuff. Yeah, we've now got hair removal cream because this had to be done at some point sooner or later, I suppose. Bit of an unfortunate name though. Yeah. So, what exactly are you supposed to be doing with this? Well, you might have heard of stuff like Nair and whatnot, which is primarily aimed at women. There is, of course, men's versions of this sort of product as well. It's literally cream that you are just going to apply to whichever body part you want to get rid of. Obviously, they've put the abs on because abs are the sexy thing that everybody wants and therefore wants to have no hair on. Now, I've actually tried this twice already on different body parts. Once on my arms. And you can see this is after a few days of having first used it. The hairs are starting to come through again, although the light might very well be stopping you from seeing that properly. Let's just move that back a bit and so on and so forth. Yeah, you can probably see that the hairs are there. They have grown back, but they were gone for about 3 days before they started really showing through. Although, to be honest, because I don't think it's really meant for the arms as such, and I do have dark hairs and pale skin, I could actually see the tips of the hairs coming through the pores within about the first day. But then again, I have pale skin and I have dark hair. I believe the terminology for that is a strawberry legs, but that's more specifically aiming at the legs, and that's usually when somebody's shaved their legs with a razor and the razor hasn't been able to obviously get past the skin itself. And again, same idea, light skin, dark hair, it's more noticeable. If you see somebody with what looks like the strawberry legs effect, it basically means that the legs look like they have those little pips like you see in strawberries. You know, it's that kind of effect, it's that kind of look. It's not necessarily disgusting or anything like that, it's just something that may, put some people off aesthetically. It's not something that they want to see on their own body. It's something they want rid of, and there's various different things. I've looked at things that are supposed to actually help to a certain degree in terms of getting rid of that. This, like a lot of other hair burning creams that I've seen on the market, claims to basically go into the pores to actually, get rid of the hairs at the root. I'm not entirely convinced that it does do that. It might go down a little into the pores. I suppose it depends on just how open your pores are. So for best results, you might need to do this after you've just had a hot shower. Okay, we're back after a quick change of batteries. So what exactly am I going to do here to show this off to you, to make sure that this seems to actually work? Well, there's really only one thing I can do, and that's to get a part of my body out that I've never really shown you before. Well, what were you expecting? Yeah, that's my leg, that is. And what we're going to do, let's just apply this on here. Now, I'm not going to do the entirety of the leg, although I'll probably have to do that in private later. Just enough to sort of show you the rubbing in effect, and then you can sort of see how this all works. Now, it says that you have got to do this for 4 minutes, which means I'm going to have to stay here like this at this jaunty angle for 4 minutes at the very least. And you really need to have some kind of washcloth to, get best results afterwards. Now, of course, I've got a timer on the camera itself, on the display. I'm not going to do every single part of my leg because I don't want to get my set dirty with this stuff. Now, we've already hit the 1 minute mark about 20 seconds ago, so I need to wait for this thing to hit something like 4 minutes and 20 odd seconds before I start trying to take this stuff off, which means I've basically got to try to keep you all entertained for the next however long, or I've got to start doing speeded up footage type stuff. Yeah, isn't that going to be fun? Now, the thing is, I can already smell the burning, and I can also sort of see some of the hairs sticking up like that, if you can just sort of see that there. If I move the light ring around a bit, and therefore also move the rest of everything else there. So yeah, this is a somewhat uncomfortable position to be on, because this is basically the top of a small bookcase where I do a lot of filming on. I used to do everything on a table which was a much lower level, but that of course just sort of hurt your back after a while if you've done a long period of sustained filming like that, because you're bent over a bit. That does tend to get a bit sore. This is much more on a proper level as far as I'm concerned. It's a higher level, it's more proper to work with, easier to get your hands to manipulate things on. If I need to do something bigger, then obviously I go back to the table, and so on and so forth. Just gonna move my leg, my other leg, my right leg, the one that's doing all the physical supporting act at this point, to stop it from dying on me, from letting the blood flow just get trapped there. Yeah, and we're just coming up to the 3-minute mark, so that's roughly speaking 2 minutes of having had this stuff on. And you can still smell the burning sensation. You can actually feel it going into the system as well, to be brutally honest. Yeah, I really should have prepared better and brought a cloth with me, shouldn't I? You always end up thinking of these things later when you're actually doing them. I'll just move that into view so you can sort of see the toned perfection that you see before there, the tanned toned perfection compared to my pale hairy leg. And it says it's painless, it's fast, it's effective. It's for the chest, it's for the back, it's for the legs, it's for the arms. It's 200 millilitres or 6.8 rather fluid ounces. It's compatible with Internet Explorer according to that logo there, which you probably can't really see, but if I move that there, and if the autofocus actually does its job before this slips out of my hand, because this stuff is actually slippy, yeah. It's compatible with Internet Explorer, who'd have thought it? It contains potassium hydroxide, 2.3%. Let's just see what else it says. First aid. For advice, contact the Poisons Information Centre or a doctor at once. If swallowed, do not induce vomiting. Yeah, that's actually an important thing. If you see movies where somebody's swallowed a poison, they always end up giving exactly the wrong advice as to what you would need to do in reality. Get yourself to a doctor if you've been poisoned. Don't try to do anything like vomiting, because that'll actually make it worse. If in eyes, hold eyelids apart and flush the eye continuously with running water. Continue flushing until advised to stop by a Poisons Information Centre or a doctor, or for at least 15 minutes. If unwanted skin or hair contact occurs, remove contaminated clothing and flush skin and hair with running water. Oh, I think I might have actually broken one of the rules here. Apply the cream generously on the area to be treated. Using your hands, smooth them onto to completely cover hair. That's the light sort of blinding me a bit, blocking out some of the words. Smooth to completely cover hair with a thick, even layer. Do not rub in. And I rubbed it in. Oh dear. Well, we're now at the 5-minute mark in 20 odd seconds. I'll just continue reading this just to give it a little extra time, because I'm not actually convinced that it's going to be able, that if I actually try to move anything now, I'm not convinced it's actually going to move it. Leave cream on the area to be treated for at least 4 minutes using a soft cloth. Test a small area for hair removal. If hair does not come away easily, leave the cream on for a few more minutes without exceeding 10 minutes in total. Wipe cream and hair away using a soft cloth. Rinse treated area thoroughly with water and gently dry. Clean tube tip with soft cloth, ensuring oil traces of cream have been removed. Replace cap after cleaning. And keep out of reach of children. Do not swallow. Do not spit either, but then it shouldn't be going in your mouth. Yeah. Right, so we're now at 6 minutes and 15. What I'm going to do is, I'm going to do a jump cut again, and I'm going to go get a cloth. Or at least a sponge, because I don't think I've actually got a washcloth at the moment, because, yeah, I actually had to throw one out because it was a bit manky, shall we say. Back in 2. Right, okay, we're back again. I did start doing some recording. I'm using a sponge rather than flannel because I don't have one. Unfortunately, the recording stopped working for some reason, and I have no idea at this point whether or not it's being kept. Oh, to have truly professional camera equipment, but you can sort of see straight away just how well this has worked. Okay, if I just move this here, can't really get any further along here, but yeah, it works rather well. Although ideally you need to be in the bathtub when you're doing this, and as you can tell I am going to need to clean the sponge for one thing, and I'm also going to need to apply more of this stuff to the rest of the leg to get rid of it. But yeah, you can tell straight away that this stuff works quite nicely. And as I can see from here, if I just get rid of some of the other hairs that are still covering the area, and then try to zoom in a bit, it has done a really good job of getting rid of the hairs. It's gone right down into the pores as far as I can tell. Well, not into the pores, but into the follicles holes, the holes where the follicles do their work. I believe those are actually called follicles, but terminology has never been my strongest point. Yeah, it just seemed to have actually done a very good job of getting into all the bits it needs to get into to actually get rid of them. You know, it's gotten rid of the hairs quite nicely, so obviously the hairs will grow back at some point, probably the next 2 or 3 days. But yeah, that's quite good. That's quite good going. I'm quite impressed with that. I am very impressed with my nads. Now I've just got to clean up my set.